Okay, quick review of linear inequalities. So if we want to determine the solutions to the linear inequalities, we have a couple choices. We could go, I'm going to show you the harder of the two choices first. I could go and I could plug in my x value and plug in my y value. Okay, so I'm using this equation right here. So I plugged x in for x, and I plugged y in for y. So now I can go and multiply these. I'm going to get 4, and then I'm going to get negative 2. 4 minus 2 is going to be 2. And is 2 less than 6? Yes. So I know that that's going to be one of my answers. Okay? And I could go through with all of these answer choices and check that. Now, I have another option. I can go and find my x-intercept and my y-intercept and graph it. So that's what I'm going to do here. So if I go my x-intercept, I'm going to plug 0 in for y. So then I'm going to get 3x is less than 6. So really I get x is going to be less than 2, which is going to be the ordered pair 2, 0. So I have my x-intercept. And then for my y-intercept, I'm going to plug 0 in for x. Now, the inequality sign doesn't matter so much here, because all we're looking for is that value. So now I'm going to have the point 0, 3. Okay, I know that since it's just a less than sign, that I'm actually going to make a dotted line. Okay, so there's my dotted line. I'm going to extend it all the way up. And then remember, if you need to determine which side of the line to shade on, I'm going to plug 0, 0 in. Oops, I don't want to write that anymore. So I'm going to check 0, 0. And remember, 0, 0 is this ordered pair. So I'm trying to determine, is this going to be a solution or is it not going to be a solution? Because right now, I know that I could either shade this side or I could shade this side. And I want to shade the side where all of my solutions are. So I'm going to get 0 plus 0 is less than or equal to 6. And I get 0 is less than or equal to 6, which is true. So that means 0, 0 is a solution. So that means that I'm going to shade this whole side. Okay, so there's my inequality. So now I have to check all of these little points. So 1, negative 4. 1, negative 4 is going to be down here. So that's going to be a solution also. 0, 3, 1, 2, 3 is right here. Now, because I have a dotted line, that point falls right on my line. Since it's dotted, that's not going to be a solution. 5, negative 1 is going to be right here, so that's not a solution. Negative 3, negative 2, that is a solution. And then 2, 1 is right there, so that's not a solution. Okay? So that's one way you can do it. So the first way that you could do it is you could plug it, oops. Your first option, let's use a different color. First option is to plug in your points. Okay? If you don't like that way, then you can graph. Okay? And determine. And if you don't like that way, there's one more way you can actually do it. 3x plus 2y is less than 6. So let's go to Desmos and let's graph it. If I say 3x plus 2y is less than 6, it's going to give me that line that I just graphed, and it just kind of does it for you. Okay? And that's going to show me all my solutions. Now what you can do is you can actually take those ordered pairs, which I can see, let's do 2, negative 1. So if I put 2, comma, negative 1, and I click label, it'll plot that point for me. So I can see that that point is in my shaded region. So then I know that that is a solution. And you can go through and just change that ordered pair there to go through and see which ones are solutions and which ones aren't solutions. Okay, so your other option, okay, is just to graph in Desmos. Whichever way you like the best is the way that you can use. All right, so now let's go ahead and solve inequalities. Is this not gonna work? Okay, so if I want to solve an inequality, oops, I don't want to do that. We got it. Okay, so if I want to solve an inequality, I'm going to go through and solve this just like I solve a normal equation. Okay, I'm going to go through, give me 1 second, and I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Now we have to remember that when I do negative 26 minus 4, I'm at negative 26 on the number line, and I'm going down 4 more. So that'd be like negative 27, negative 28, negative 29. That would be, oh wait, I'm adding 4, sorry. So I'm going up 4. So that'd be negative 25, negative 24, negative 23, negative 22. Okay. And then we're going to get rid of the 3 by dividing by 3. So that leaves me with x is less than or equal to negative 22 over 3. Okay, which we can just leave it as the fraction, because if I don't put it as a fraction, it's going to become like a really long decimal. All right, let's try this one. Minus 10, minus 10. I'm left with negative 2x is greater than 8. Now, this is where you have to be careful when you're solving inequalities. Anytime you're forced to multiply or divide by a negative number, your sign has to get flipped. So if I divide by negative 2, since I'm dividing by negative 2, it basically changes this to now a positive, right? So then because these are changing signs, the 8 is going to become a negative 4. I have to also change that sign to be a less than sign, okay? So any number less than negative 4 will work in this situation. So let's try it. Let's say I wanted to try negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 6 plus 10 has to be greater than 18. So I just took that from there. Negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. And then 12 plus 10 is going to be 22. And 22 is, in fact, greater than 18. So any number that you pick that falls in that interval